Caretaker jobs, intense societal pressure on you. अच्छा भी आपको भेजा है, you spend so much of money there, you should not come back to India because you are setting yourself up for a failure.
Somebody who had cleared NEET at the age of 50 something.
That's wow.
So, yeah, it doesn't matter. Do what your heart is calling you out to do.
Hello and welcome everyone. This is your host and host, founder and CEO, Aerobay Experiential Learning Program, Neha Chauhan, and welcome to the very special episode of the Aerobay podcast. Today in this episode, we have a very special guest. She is a very prominent figure in the world of education, Mrs. Persis Wadia. She is a part of very famous educational institution, Manek G. Cooper Education School. Ma'am, it's our honor to have you here. Welcome to our podcast. And first of all, how are you feeling today, ma'am? It must have been a very long day for you.
Yes. Long day, but nevertheless exciting for sure.
Right. Lovely, ma'am. Ma'am, so our podcast idea is we want to share a lot of detailed information to our younger audience, both in school or college level or even to young parents who are very confused at a particular stage of their life. After time, we feel that we are stuck at certain part. We are not getting that career growth we are requiring, or we are not getting our favorite admission in college, or maybe my social media likes are less than my friend, right? Because you've got more than 25 years of work experience, so that is a lot. To begin with, I would like to know how has been your journey like, especially a women in power at such a higher position. Did you always knew that you're going to be this successful one day sitting at this particular position?
So let me tell you about confusion.
Right.
So I relate to this a lot,
Right.
because I initially wanted to join the medical profession.
Oh, wow.
Right, yeah. I wanted to be a doctor. Obviously, that didn't materialize. Okay. So my passion for biology took me into teaching biology.
Right.
And it's been, 25 long, but nevertheless, very, very glorious years.
Right.
After which I am now the principal of Manek G. Cooper Education Trust School.
Right.
So a piece of advice to all my audience who are listening: it's not necessary that if something doesn't happen according to what you wish,
Right.
all right, you cannot take it forward.
Right.
Maybe there are better things in store.
Right.
All right. The world is there for you to explore. Nowadays, we have so many options. All right. And the more you explore, the more you figure out that maybe what I initially planned out to do was not meant to be done. Okay.
Right.
So I see a lot of people who post 30, 40, change their professions, change their careers.
Right.
Because at the end, you have to want to do every single day that job.
Right.
And if you don't, at some point in time, that dissatisfaction creeps in.
Right.
And that's when people change their profession. Okay, so I'm sure that everybody will find their calling. It
Right.
just takes a little exploring. It takes a little resilience to see it through. That's all.
Right. Ma'am, if I'm a 20-year-old kid today, just came out of the school, or maybe I was preparing for some competitive exam, and for whatever reason, I was not able to clear those competitive exams, then what are my options? Because people, and especially parents, from nowadays, from 8th and 9th standard, they send their kids to different coaching institutes, because there is this stigma that if you don't get in IITs and you don't clear that government exam, you are due to, fail in life in general. What are your thoughts on it?
So there are two reasons why you may not have cleared it. One, you probably have not prepared well enough for it. Or two, you're probably not cut out for it.
Right.
Okay, so basically you need to identify what is the gap.
Right.
If you figured out that you can't prepare, take the exam again. Not once, not twice, take it over and over again. Just the other day I read somebody who had cleared NEET at the age of 50 something.
That's wow.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Do what your heart is calling you out to do.
Right.
And if you're not cut out for it, that's where, you need to investigate a little more. You need to look into yourself a little more, perhaps explore a little more, try and figure out where your passion lies.
Right.
Okay. So it's never the end, is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
I mean, life opens and throws open different pathways.
Right.
Okay, you've just got to figure out which is the right one for you at that particular time and moment.
Right.
Okay. Ultimately, passion has to win over everything else, because for you to get up in the morning and want to go to work, you must be passionate about it.
Right.
You cannot do it just because everybody else is doing it.
Right, absolutely, ma'am. Ma'am, there is this constant debate in terms of where do we find the best of best in terms of a good quality education, India or the foreign land. Just to give you an insight, I remember some 15 years back when I was finishing my school from Army Public School. That time I went to London because my parent had this idea that, you'll find that kind of environment, and because I wanted to study aerospace also, and I went over there. And then after a while, after some years, spending 7-8 years, I decided to come back to India and start something of on my own, right? And that was that 15 years back. Now also I see the same kind of consistency amongst parents. They want to send their children to foreign land for, of course, I mean, there could be a very good reason. For example, you don't have that degree available here. You don't have that ecosystem which could be available in Cambridge and Oxford and those Ivy League university. Second thing, if let's say they are sending their child to study there, they don't want them to come back. There is this intense societal pressure on you that अच्छा भी आपको भेजा है, you have spent so much of money there, you should not come back to India because you are setting yourself up for a failure. Why is that mentality is there, or is this a correct thought process? Because do you think we don't have enough opportunity in India?
So first, to answer your question, I think there's no other system of education like the Indian system of education, at least for the foundational level.
Right.
All right. Till your graduation, all right, I think you need to be around. For till at least your 12th, you need to be around for sure. I think the rigor that goes into building up students in the Indian education system, you don't see that anywhere. That's probably the reason why they excel abroad.
Right.
Second, I think the mind process is changing.
Right.
The fact that people are not coming back is a thing of the past.
Right.
Because I see a lot of youngsters returning back. Because maybe they see India shining.
Right.
Right. Maybe they see things turning.
Right.
And it is definitely positive.
Right.
Okay, so I'm expecting a lot of my students coming back. Maybe they take what they require from courses which you rightfully said are not over here.
Right.
Then they return back to their roots to do a little more.
Right. Absolutely, ma'am. Ma'am, you just mentioned a line, India is shining. And we see a lot of multinational companies from Europe, and Elon Musk just recently talked about bringing Tesla to India. What do you think the job prospect of India looks like in the next 5 years? Are we going to have enough opportunities for everyone? Because currently at this stage, there is like not 100%, I wouldn't say even 80% placement is there because students are struggling. Sir, I was just reading an article. It says around 10 lakh engineers graduate from India. Only 1 lakh end up working in the same domain.
Sure.
So what are your thoughts on it? What does because their job looks like?
So I think that's because everybody is heading into something that is very broad in spectrum.
Right.
Okay, you need to find that narrow pinpoint area where you exceed.
Right.
All right. And that is something that you will probably be able to do, all right, once you take a holistic view,
right,
where you want to hit. Engineering is a very broad field.
Okay.
Supposing you do aeronautical engineering.
Right.
Now that's, and identifiable. Yes, absolutely. Okay. So the whole idea over here is to get as specialized as possible.
Right. All right.
And for that, of course, you require a lot of dedication, commitment, many hard years put in. Okay, but I think that's where the job market really lies. It's technologically driven and very specialized.
Right. Ma'am, are you a believer of AI? Because the society has segmented into two different...
Whether you're a believer or non-believer, AI is the way forward.
Right.
Okay, so it doesn't matter. If you don't believe it just now, you'll just get converted a few years
Do you think AI is going to take our jobs?
Never. It's not going to take my job. I don't know about yours, though.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
So I think AI assists. Okay.
Right.
It cannot be instead of. All right. That is something that everyone needs to understand. All right. You can't substitute it with the actual human person involved. Okay.
Right.
When I'm in a classroom, maybe AI is doing a fantastic job at teaching you the content.
Right.
But the human nature of my job cannot be taken over by AI. Because if I know if a child is having a rough day, all right, I'll know how to deal with that kid. If I know that the child is possibly hurt, angry, emotionally upset, these are things which AI is not going to be able to gauge.
Right.
So I'm going to take AI up till the point where I require it, and then the human touch comes in.
We should be able to balance it out.
Absolutely.
Like, it's exactly like social media, like
Exactly.
how far we
It's that little bit of yin and yang.
right. I'm talking about social media. Not only in younger generation, I see even the older one, like even people of my age, like in their 30, 31, 32, social media plays a very, very important role. Like we can't stay without our phones and all of that thing. Social media is helping us a lot in terms of, for example, we talk about this
It's
podcast.
helping you network.
Yes, networking, sharing our thoughts, and we can connect at the end of globe with any one person we would like to connect. But at the same time, social media is creating too much of pressure on us in terms of being the best version of yourself, dress very well, talk very well, or have that certain society, status on at least through your social media platform. Do you think it is very important today? Because then they treat you that way. For example, when you go to some very professional environment, especially related to the marketing and all of those fields, they ask you how many followers you have and they judge you on the basis of that. How do we create a balance between all of those things?
So, at the end of the day, I agree that social media has a big take on how, we move forward.
Right.
Having said that, there needs to be some kind of a limitation. All right. A social media follower account cannot dictate how successful you are.
Right.
All right. For example, Ronaldo just joined the YouTube.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
exactly. It didn't mean he was not famous before that.
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's just a mindset. All right. If you're good at what you do, whether you're on social media or not, you're going to be
Doesn't
right.
matter.
Absolutely. All right. So it's just that confidence that people need to, create in themselves.
Right.
Firmly believe that what they're doing
Right.
is the correct way forward.
Right. Recently in one of the interview, this Zerodha founder Nikhil Kamath, he said he doesn't believe in the concept of getting married and having kids because he think why would I want to waste my life, which is going to take certain percentage out of it. Someone like him at that particular position saying things like this, which obviously he's got a big fan following. Young kids, they listen to it and they say, Acha, if Nikhil is saying, he must be right, so we'll also follow the same ideology. Why do you think we young generation we are scared of that particular concept and we want to run away from that portion and we think it's a liability on our shoulder?
First of all, it's an opinion which
Right.
you need not necessarily abide by.
Right.
All right, you don't necessarily have to resonate with what he says.
Right.
Okay? Secondly, if you're asking me why the younger generation doesn't want to get married and have children, I think they're a little selfish. So they're looking after themselves first, and then they'll probably start a family. I don't know. Maybe it's coming around, but not as quickly as it did for us. Okay, there's a time and a place for everything. To each one his own. If you
Right.
find that you are in a place where you want to share your life with somebody, that's the time that is correct. It doesn't have to be 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. It's just the time.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
And a lot of people have, certain things that they wish to do. All right, before they settle down, so to say.
Right.
So perhaps that in itself is a good thought process, because if you get married before that, you'll probably, blame the fact that you haven't gotten where you should have.
Well, that could also be.
Yeah, it could just build up resentment against your partner. Doesn't make sense. So when you are ready, that's the time you've got to do what you want. Right?
Absolutely, ma'am. That's a very beautiful thought. Ma'am, before we leave, what one life advice or career advice would you like to give to all our young viewers out there?
So there's a place for everyone, and every single person is going to get their calling in life. So I just feel that the youngsters should not be so stressed. Okay? You
Right.
have a long way to go. You have many paths to chalk. Take your time, make your decisions, well-informed choices, and I'm sure you'll reach where you need to. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, once again for taking your time out. And I hope you guys learned a lot today from this podcast. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.